All right, so you just got your Hornet HD or whatever other drone. In this particular situation, is a Hornet HD, and you need to get the original configuration file because it's something that's good to have just in case you ever make changes. And all the other settings you want to just have, a saved file of backed up. So pretty simple stuff. What we're gonna do, we have our micro USB on the Hornet here. It plugs in right here in the back. It's a little tight, and you may need a really low profile USB. But if you get it just right, your flight controller will start lighting up, and you'll hear your computer boot up. You need to go and get the Betaflight Configurator. I'll put this link in the description. Get the latest version. Make sure you install it and start running it. When you do, you'll see the COM port up here change whenever you do connect your flight controller. If not, there's another application you may want to go get. It's called Impulse RC Driver Fixer. I will also install or put that link in the description. However, that Impulse RC driver fixer, basically, if you can't connect, what you're going to do is run that driver fixer, plug the flight controller in, and let it search. It's going to basically do this. It's going to enter the bootloader. It's going to install the DFU driver, and just make sure that you can connect to the flight controller. So let it do its thing. It's going to tell you that you're going to need to basically kill all your instances of Chrome and restart them. That's because Betaflight is basically based on a Chrome browser application. So if you're still having trouble, make sure you close all your Chrome browsers and all of that. But for the most part, this driver fixer should basically install whatever driver you need. Again, it's going to take just a second here. Some of them take just a few seconds, some take a little longer. Just let it do its thing. There we go. I'm going to turn that off. Again, you may need to restart Chrome, blah, blah, blah. This put the flight controller in DFU mode, which means you can flash it. We're not going to be doing that, so we're going to go ahead and pull the the USB and reset it. So now that we've reset it, it's again pulled up COM3. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. That USB was not connected all the way, so there we go. Now we pulled up USB 3, and you're going to see it's going to load up all of our settings. It's got a setup tab, ports, configuration, battery, PIDs, receivers, modes, motors, OSD, video transmitter, black box, and CLI. The one we're really concerned about the most is going to be this CLI. What we're going to do here is we're going to clear the output history, which just clears this main screen. And we're going to type in the words DUMP, so dump space ALL. We're going to hit enter. And this is going to spit out every single command line that is specifically programmed to this flight controller. The very bottom, it's going to then say save configuration save. And basically, it's telling you every kind of area, what it is and what it's doing. So we're going to go ahead and save this to file. Once that output is finished and we can select our file name here, we're going to name this Hornet HD original shipped config dump all. You can put whatever you want, but I would try to put as much data as you can in there. Make sure you put that it's definitely your shipped configuration, and I like to put that it's the dump. And that's because we're going to do this again for another set of functionalities. So dump all basically dumps everything. We're going to save that. If you were to just type in dump, it would do basically 80% of what you just saw, but it wouldn't spit out all of the profiles that are not selected. So you'll see here, it says the selected profile is rate profile 1, but there's actually 5 rate profiles that you can set up. So if you have different rate profiles and different PID profiles, doing the all at the end is what you definitely want to do. Now, diff is going to do the same thing. But it's only going to give us not all of the command lines for everything. It's going to give us basically the setup that is easily transferable between like different platforms without having major configuration settings. So it'll have all of your ports, all your serials, and all that set up. It'll also have your basic rates and all your basic PIDs and your filtering. But that's about it. It doesn't have everything, but diff all will do that. But before we do that, we do need to clear that history again just to make sure we start fresh. And now you'll see here, now I did diff all, and it's again going to show me all of the diff information for all of the profiles. So here again, we see beacon is activated, the serials are activated. It sets up our switches, so our switches are activated. It does our master settings, so our gyro master, filtering, and as well as our black box setting. Anything basically that is just the bare bones, like these are settings. So hopefully this is able to be transferred to another drone, so to speak, and it doesn't have to be this exact build, but you basically can transfer just those baseline settings. So that's going to be your diff all. We're going to save that. Again, I'm just going to select this and just change the word dump to diff, and now I got 2 files. So that's how you're going to go ahead and set up get all of your setup files off of your drone so you can save them. And if you do go make settings changes, you can then reset them on there. Now, there's a couple of things about this. If you go make changes, the only way to really put this thing 100% back would be for you to come into the CLI and load from file. You wouldn't load the diff, you would load the dump all. And the reason why is the diff is, again, not going to change everything. The dump all is going to change every single command line, basically, that has been altered from stock firmware. So dump all, if we were to now load that here, we could execute, and it's going to go through, and it's basically going to run those command lines again, and it's going to program the flight controller back with this file. So this would be the way that you would then go in and reset everything back to normal. So when this is finished, it's actually going to save itself and exit, because you saw that last command line that it enters is the save. But it will take a minute. It does have to enter every single bit of code. So we'll take a look at this and see where it ends up. All right, we're getting down to the bottom here. It's about to finish up after all these profiles. All right, so there you go. That's how you're going to make sure you have all your file settings and everything set up on your computer for, again, restoring if you need to.